welcome to the yet another session of the DSC crash course English. Today we are going to look into some transformation of sentences like active voice, passive voice, direct indirect speech, etc. First we will go with this active voice and passive voice. I will give the general formula for the active voice and how to transfer the sentences from active into passives. The one single formula is B plus V3 form that are past participle form. I gave I listed out few examples here. Have a look at this first one. Kirtana ate an ice cream. Kirtana is the subject, ate is the verb form, and an ice cream is the object. Kirtana is the subject. Who does the action? One who does the action is called as the subject, and in this case Kirtana is the subject. And what happened to this ice cream? It is being eaten. The action part, if it is given importance, then it is called as passive voice. Kirtana ate an ice cream, right? This is the sentence. So in the Kirtana is the subject, ate is the verb, and an ice cream is the object. I will just underline this. Kirtana, this is subject, then an ice cream of course is an object, okay, and ate is a verb form. So I am just talking about the B plus V3 forms. B plus V3 forms. B form for this ate is in the past tense, and B form for the past tense is, say, ice cream is singular, and verb form is ate, singular, and say past form is was. An ice cream was eaten by Kirtana. This is the answer. An ice cream was eaten by Kirtana. Suppose if there are say many ice creams are there, Kirtana ate ice creams. If that is the case, then ice creams were eaten by Kirtana. Ice creams were eaten by Kirtana. This is how we do it. So the basic formula for the changing from active into passive is B plus V3 form. V3 form is also called as past participle form. And have a look at the second one. Archana painted a nice picture. See, who painted a nice picture? Archana. So Archana becomes a subject. And what did she do? She painted a nice picture. A nice picture becomes object, and paint of course is a verb form. Painted is a past tense form. So a nice picture is singular and painted is in say past tense. Singular and past tense form of the B form is was. A nice picture was painted by Archana. This is how we write the answer. Then look at the next one. Ковали scored a century in T20. Who scored the century? Ковали. What did he do? He scored a century, right? Say if the action part is given importance, then a century is being scored by Ковали, right? This is it. So a century in T20 was scored by Ковали. Now look at the other varieties of the examples. Police caught the thief. Police caught the thief. When I say this, say the thief was caught by police. The thief was caught by police. If there are several set of thieves, a gang of thieves, or if there are there, the thieves were caught. Here a thief is singular, therefore the thief was caught by police. Here we need not mention police, because say nobody else will catch thieves. A professor won't, a driver, or say a doctor won't catch thieves. So it is not necessary for us to mention that the thief was caught by police. Similarly, CBSE has announced SSC, Board of SSC announced results in AP. So SSC results were announced. If I mention that, that's it. By Board of Secondary Education, all these things are not necessary, because it is understood. That is implied. In such cases, you need not write this object. Okay. Then mechanic is repairing a bike. All the four sentences you see here, all of them are in simple past tense, and the active to passive form will take its B plus V3 form or the past participle form. But here in the last one, mechanic is repairing. Mechanic is repairing. This is in the present continuous. If the sentence is in present continuous tense, what we have to do is the B form changes it to being. Being plus repair, repaired. The third form is again repaired. A bike is being repaired by mechanic. A bike is being repaired by mechanic. This is how we need to write. In all other cases, it is a simple examples I have taken, that is B plus V3 form, that is put the formula and get the answer. But in the last case, say this is say verb is in continuous tense, verb is in say progressive tense. In such cases, say B form changes to is being form, right? A bike is being repaired by a mechanic. This is how we need to write. Then look at the other varieties of the examples. Who wrote this poem? This is a question. When a question is given and asked to change into the active into passive form, then we always will go with these forms like by whom. By whom this poem was written. By whom this poem was written. Who wrote this poem? This is an interrogative sentence and ask them to change into the from active into passive voice. If in such cases, what we have to do is you have to begin the answer with by whom this poem was written. Similarly, try for the next one. Who broke that window glass? Who broke that window glass? How do you change it? How do you change it? By whom that window glass was broken. By whom that window glass was broken. By whom that window glass was broken. This is how we change. If the questions come in this active and passive voice, when asked to turn them into active to passive or passive to active vice versa, then we have to go with this form, by whom, right? Then look at the other two varieties of the questions, shut the door and shut the door. This is an imperative sentence. In such cases, see, we begin the answer with let us, door be shut, let the door be shut. Turn on the music now. Let the music be turned on now. Let the music be turned on now. See, when the imperative sentences come in the active or passive, to change them, we just change them. We begin the answer with let. For questions, we begin with by whom. For the imperative sentences, let. Let the door be shut. Let the door be shut is one answer. And turn on music now. Let the music be turned on now. Let the music be turned on now is answer. Then the last variety of the sentences, wherein say we have two objects. One that say Padma presented me, me is one object. Padma presented me, me is one object, and a pen is another object. These are the two objects. These are called as sentences with dual objects. Object number 1 and object number 2. There are two objects are present in this. Padma presented me a pen. Object number 1 is me, that's I, and say object number 2 is say lifeless, that is a pen. We can change that say this kind of sentences into passive in two different forms. The first one is say I always give importance to the live things, that is me. I was presented a pen. I was presented a pen by Padma. I was presented a pen by Padma. This is one answer. And if I begin the sentence with the second object, a pen was presented to me by Padma. A pen was presented to me by Padma. These are say two objects are there. Therefore there are two possible answers will come. Always give preference to the first object that is closer to this sentence, and always give importance to the live things. If being a pen and a man, whom do you prefer? You should prefer man. Man is live and pen is an inanimate object. Okay. The next last sentence is management promised her a higher salary. Management promised her a higher salary. Here again there are two objects are there. Who promised management? So management becomes a subject. Then what did they promise? Whom did they promise? They promised her. Her is the first object. And what did they say promise? A higher salary. Higher salary is the second object. Higher salary is inanimate. Therefore, we consider this her first. So, we begin the answer with she was promised a higher salary by management. She was promised a higher salary by management. Well, if you want to begin this with the second object, a higher salary was promised to her. A higher salary was promised to her by management. Next transformation of sentences is tag questions. Tag questions say usually come in the examinations, there were 1 or 2 marks. It is common for both TET examination and also for the DSC examination. Tag questions say one simple formula that I would like to give you is a helping verb plus not as an optional plus personal pronoun. This is a simple logic. And any sentence that you they give in the examination fall in this equation. Helping verb plus not plus personal pronoun. Not is optional. If the sentence is positive, then we will not take not. So, we will take not, and if the sentence is negative, we will drop the not. That's why I kept it as an optional. Say, not as an optional, I kept it. Okay. Then followed by personal pronoun. Personal pronoun depending upon the subject. Subject, suppose if Rama is the case, then we change it into he, and if it is Lata is the case, we change it into personal pronouns as she, and if students etc., then we will change them into they. Okay. Question tags say positive sentences have a negative question tag, and a negative sentence will have a positive question tag. This is the basic formula. Then Shreya has a new scooty, and look at this helping verbs also. There are many cases where the helping verb is given in the sentence itself. If there is no helping verb is found in the sentence, then go to the help of do, does or did depending upon the case. Do, does or did depending upon the case. You just take the help of them to change them into change the question tag form. Shreya has a new scooty, hasn't she? See, Shreya has a new scooty, has is a helping verb and the sentence is positive. Therefore, helping verb plus not, has plus not, hasn't, and Shreya is a girl, therefore personal pronoun is she, hasn't she. This is how I am going to make it. Has helping verb is given there, so has plus, say since the sentence is positive, we have to add not, has plus not is a hasn't, and Shreya's personal pronoun, Shreya is a female, therefore personal pronoun is she, hasn't she. This is how we change. Now look at the next one, Raju can dance. Here can is the helping verb here, that is given here, and this is a positive sentence, therefore you should take a negative question tag or negative tag question, whatever it call it as. Can plus not is can't, and Raju, personal pronoun of Raju is he. In the case of Shreya, we made it as she, and in the case of Raju, it is he, can't he. This is how we take. You just take any sentence and it will fall in the same equation, helping verb plus not. Of course, I kept it as an optional, not is always an optional here. If the sentence is positive, we go with the not. If the sentence is negative, we drop the not, without not. We will write the plus personal pronoun. Okay. Now, Rajani doesn't like dancing. Rajani doesn't like dancing. See here, this sentence is negative. It's already there is not is present in the negative. So, this sentence is negative. Rajani doesn't like dancing. Okay. Now, say doesn't already does, say what is the helping verb? Say does. Does part you keep it as it is, plus not you have to drop because it is a negative sentence. There is no more, two negatives will make the sentence positive. Therefore, it is not necessary. Does, and Rajni is a female. Therefore, personal pronoun for this Rajni is she. Does she is answer. Rajni doesn't like dancing, and does she? Krishna can't speak Tamil. Can't, again this is a negative sentence. Therefore, when the negative sentence is there, the not is dropped. The helping verb is can. Okay, we will write the can. We will begin the answer with can, and the not is say already there in the sentence. Therefore, we will drop the not. No more not here. Can, and Krishna is a boy. Therefore, personal pronouns related to that is he. And the tag question will be can he. Can he. Okay. Students will enjoy flash mob. Students will enjoy flash mob. Okay. Then will is the helping verb, and not is will plus not is will not. Will not is the short form, we call it as won't. Won't. And students, they are plural in number. Therefore, the personal pronoun related to the students is they. Won't they. Won't they. And the sentence is positive. Therefore, say we have to add negative. Will is a helping verb, and sentence is positive. Therefore, we have to go with a negative say tag question. Will plus not is will not. Will not we write in short form as won't, and say personal pronoun for the students is they. Okay, won't they is the answer. Now look at the last one. Padma loves chicken biryani. This is a positive sentence, and here there is no helping verb. You don't find any helping verb here. So we have to go take the help of do, does or did depending upon the case. Padma is third person singular. Therefore, we should go with the does. And Padma is a female, and personal pronoun for the female is she. And this is a positive sentence. Therefore, we have to go with a negative tag. So, does plus not doesn't, and personal pronoun for Padma is she. Therefore, it is doesn't she. Doesn't she. This is how we write the answer. You take any sentence, it will fall into this. Say, helping verb plus not plus personal pronoun. This is the equation for any sentence. If the helping verb is already there, you just try to use the same helping verb. In the case of does, in the case of can, in the case of will, we just readily we picked up this helping verb. There are some cases where the helping verbs are missing. In such cases, go to the help of do, does or did, depending upon the case. Do for the say I and say plural subjects, and does for the third person singulars, and say did for the same thing but in the past tense. Did for everything, both first person irrespective of the person and irrespective of singular or plural, did for everything but in the past tense. Then we have another topic like say direct and indirect speech. This is another set of transformations of sentences from one form into the other form. See, in all these cases, I would just like to tell you something about the very important aspect about the reporting verb. The reporting verb for the different kinds of sentences. We have learnt about the 4 different kinds of sentences earlier, like statements or declarative sentences, then say interrogative sentences, then imperative sentences and exclamatory sentences. For all these kinds of sentences, we can change a given form from the direct speech into a reported speech or an indirect speech. For all these cases, one thing is very important, that is reporting verb. Reporting verbs are very important. All this whole thing is based on this reporting verb. For the reporting verb for the statements is said, or we can also use told. Said or told, these are the 2 reporting verbs that we have. In some cases, if somebody said something to someone else, in that cases, see, we will go with the told. Otherwise, in 90% of the cases, or even more than 90% of the cases, we go with this said. Okay, this is for the statements. Then for the interrogatives, say there are say 2 say different kinds of these reporting verbs are there. One is asked, otherwise it's questioned or inquired. We can use anything. For imperative sentences, depending upon the tone of the sentence, you can change them into requested, advised, suggested, or say warned, say commanded, demanded, etc. anything. And for the exclamative sentences, of course, there are 2 types of these reporting verbs that we have. One is surprised and the other one is wondered. Okay, we will try to have some examples about relating this say direct and indirect speech. First we will go with the statements, then followed by this one we will go with the questions, and we will followed by that, and finally we will go with the interrogative and imperative sentences as well. I will try to take one example or 2 examples for each of these cases. I will just tell you what kind of changes and how do we make the changes about and all. Let's have a look at this example. Rohit said boys are doing well, very well. Rohit Sharma, this is Indian cricket captain, and he said that to say all these players are doing very well and they won this like the last World Cup about 10 matches in series in succession. Okay, in that case, you see Rohit said, then followed by a comma, erase this comma and also this inverted commas, and this finally there is another set of inverted commas. These 3 things we have to erase. Okay, then in this place, Rohit said, after Rohit said, you have to add that. Rohit said that. Okay, then boys are doing very well. Boys see remains the same, but boys B is beginning with a capital letter inside the quotation marks. Therefore, we have to change that boys B capital into small letters. Okay, this is one thing, one change. Then are doing very well changes to were doing very well. This is so. The whole statement, when you change from direct speech into the indirect speech, when I convey the summary of what Rohit Sharma said, Rohit said that boys were doing very well. Boys were doing, R changes to were, B, capital B changed to small b, the comma and inverted quotation marks are there erased, and instead we added that. Rohit said that boys were doing very well. This is answer. Then look at the second sentence. The principal said college functions tomorrow. There was a suspicion that say Hanuman Jayanti is a working day or holiday, this, that and all. There was say some kind of messages are viral in WhatsApps and all. So college principal said that college functions tomorrow. Look at here. The principal said college functions tomorrow. College functions tomorrow is again a statement. Do you find any question mark at the end? No. Do you find any exclamatory mark at the end? No. Therefore, it is a statement. In that case, what do we do is, the principal said, then again you do the same thing, comma and inverted commas, you replace them with that. The principal said, okay, the principal said, this comma and this inverted commas you have to change and write it as that. The principal said that, Okay, what did he tell? College functions tomorrow. College functions remains as it is. Tomorrow changes to the following day or the next day. The principal said that college functions the following day or the next day. You can write either of these. Both of them are correct, equally correct. So, this is again a statement. When we change the statements into say direct speech into indirect speeches, reporting verb, you have a focus at this reporting verb should be only said. Then commas and inverted commas etc. these things you erase and you add that. Then the college functions tomorrow, college functions, there is no change in the college functions part. The college of course C you make it as a small letter. Then tomorrow changes to the following day or the next day. Okay. Then look at the next one. Hina said, where is your bag? Look at the sentence, it is ending with a question mark, therefore it is a question. Hina said, where is your bag? Then look at the reporting verb. For interrogative sentences, the reporting verb should be asked or questioned. This is an interrogative sentence, therefore asked or questioned. This should be used because it is a question. Where is your bag? Where are you from? Etc. These kind of questions when they ask. Look at here. Hina said, where is your bag? Now here we cannot add said, but instead we change the said into asked. Hina asked. The where word questioning word remains the same. Where her bag was. Where her bag was or where my bag was. Where my bag was. Hina said changes to Hina asked where my bag was. Where my bag was. Okay. Then look at the next sentence. The mother said, don't waste food. Mother said, don't waste food. What kind of sentence is this? This is an imperative sentence. In the case of imperative sentences, what do we do is, the mother said, don't waste food. Say, this is do you call it a suggestion or advice or demand or command or request? This is a suggestion or an advice. In that case, say mother advised or mother suggested. The reporting verb, it does not take said, but it will take suggested or advised. Mother advised not to waste food. Don't changes to not to waste food. Mother advised not to waste food. Then look at the next sentence. Guest said, please get some water. Guest said, please get some water. Look at the tone of the sentence, please. It is a request. Therefore, the guest, say the reporting verb said changes to the guest requested to get some water. The guest requested to get some water. Reporting verb is a key word. You have to look at the reporting verb. How do you change the reporting verb? It all depends upon the case, whether it is a statement. If it is a case statement, we use said and told, and if it is say the question, we asked or say inquired or say interrogated, and if it is a say imperative sentence, then depending upon the tone of the sentence, whether it is advised, suggested, requested, commanded or demanded, etc. And look at that last one. Neighbor said, is there power in your house? Is there power in your house? This is again a question. This is again a question, but it's of course it is beginning with an say helping verb. In that cases, say we don't use the helping verb again. Say in the case of Hina said, where is your bag? I repeated the same questioning word, that where. But in the case of say question beginning with an helping verb, we don't use this questioning word is. Instead, we use if. We use if or whether. The neighbor asked whether there was power in my house. The neighbor asked whether there was power in my house. The neighbor asked whether there was power in my house. This is how it changes. So, a small recap. I just talked about these three things. That first one is I talked about active voice and passive voice. In the case of active voice and passive voice, one simple formula which suits for the 90% of the cases is be plus say verb say V3 form or the verb in past participle form. That is the key word. And in case if they say the sentence is given in say past continuous or past progress, being plus say V3 form is used. This is one. The second thing that I talked about is say tag questions. In the case of tag questions, what did I tell you is say it is a helping verb plus not is an optional and say personal pronoun. just look at the sentence, and if the sentence is positive, we have to go with the negative tag, and if the sentence is negative, then we will go with the positive tag. And depending upon the case, suppose Rama said something like that, say Rama, personal pronoun for the Rama is he, and if it is Anita or Kavita, it's she, and if this is how we are going to change. Then finally we came into this direct and indirect speech. In the direct and indirect speeches also, you just say reporting verbs make all the differences. In the case of statements, the reporting verb is said or told, and in the case of say questions, there are two types of the questions beginning with WH, we repeat the same questioning word, but in the case of questions beginning with helping verb, we add this say somebody asked if or whether followed with the change the question. Then the third form of sentences is say imperative sentences. In the case of imperative sentences, say we have to make the changes like not to plus B form, to plus B form we will do. Please don't waste the food means say not to waste food, don't play under the sun, hot sun, not to play under the hot sun, and don't waste water, so please not to waste water, etc. And the last one is of course please get something like this, get me a cup of tea or cup of coffee, then please changes to requested depending upon the tone, right. So we will just make the changes accordingly, and this is how direct and indirect speech concludes. And we will be back with this yet another say session little later, and say in that case we will talk about this say a poem and appreciation of the poem, the different kinds of the poems, and what are the various things that we are going to look at in the poem to do this. Thank you very much for being with me. That's all. Bye for now.